Hello, everybody, and welcome to week number 7, Introduction to Courts. This week's topics and module is going to center around crimes against property. Now, we have to distinguish the thing between crimes against property and crimes that happen like burglary and robbery on those types of things there. Crimes against property is when somebody steals something or does something to deface or damage your property. This particular module, we're going to focus in mainly on two topics that are very, very prevalent in police response, and that's handling of shoplifting cases and also break-ins to motor vehicles, to steal from motor vehicles. We're going to look at those types of things. This is National Crime Prevention Week, and so as a former crime prevention officer, I am very much aware of the different things that happen for a crime. You can see me there. That's an old restored 1969 Plymouth police cruiser. That's one that I first started driving years ago as an officer. I was down in Florida, and a friend of mine, a retired lieutenant from the Orange County Sheriff's Department, who was from Danvers, and his father was a lieutenant when I was working. He restores cruisers, so he restored a cruiser. And yes, back in 1969 and for several years beyond that, we had yellow cruisers with all that there. So I got quite a thrill of going back in time and being able to drive that around and work it and seeing the different aspects of the old cruisers. But as a crime prevention officer, we look at certain things on that. There are two core components to crime prevention and doing that, and that's getting the community involved and doing that, following partnerships with the community. And as a result of that is you start doing problem solving. Some of the things you can be doing in this particular module is that we have what's called the POP Center. It's a Problem-Oriented Policing Center, and that gives strategies that you work with for common problems. And particularly, we're going to look in car break-ins in residential properties, car break-ins on private property like a mall, and shoplifting. Some interesting things there. We get some good statistics. And we got the what's called the Problem-Oriented Policing Center produces books there. There's 2 different pamphlets, and also our policy and procedure for responding, the police department responding to a shoplifting incident. But how do we get to this point here? Is that in order for any crime to happen, 3 things have to happen. This is called the crime triangle. The crime triangle is that we look at a problem, whether it be shoplifting or breaking into cars, so we're going to focus in there. And in order for that crime to occur, you have to have a place for it to occur. You have to have a victim, or what's called a target, that's going to be the recipient of the workings of an offender. So when those 3 things are put together, that's when a crime can occur. You remove one of these things there, and you can't have the crime to occur. So this is where crime prevention comes in, and this is where the fact that we look at the officer out there doing his or her job. Is that to complete a crime, you need 3 things. Again, you need the victim, the suspect, and the location. Now, how does crime prevention come into place with that? Is that it comes into place with the fact is that in order to stop that crime from happening, you have to have a guardian. The guardian is a police officer that can come in and assist in doing that. And in doing with crime prevention is that what you're doing is called target hardening. And when you start to target harden any type of area, what you're going to do is you're going to reduce the opportunities for a crime to occur. You're going to increase the risk for the person that is going to try to commit the crime. You want to make it not worthwhile for them to do it, either through the laws or going to court or knowing you're going to go to jail and all those types of things there. But how do we reduce the opportunities? There's a practice out there that's called crime prevention through environmental design. It's called CPTED. And this was developed in Canada and England before we started doing it. In fact, when I got trained as a crime prevention officer, particularly in crime prevention through environmental design, we had to have people from Canada come down and teach us these things because We were just in the thing when policing, before we went into community policing and getting into crime prevention, was that you just said the only way that you solved the crime was by going after the offender, and we didn't give too much attention to the location where it was going to happen, or the fact that you could work with the potential victims in doing that. And that's what makes a big difference in policing, particularly community policing, because it's all about that community and involvement. It's all about building trust. It's all about working with the environment that you're there in doing things. And so we look at those things. We look at increasing looking at locks. When you look at burglaries and when you look at breaking the cars, people aren't going to break into cars if they're locked in most cases, or the alarms. We're going to look at lighting, particularly around in residential areas and also where people park their cars. And then landscaping. This is where the environmental design comes, is that you can create an environment there that makes the person not want to increase the risk. You're going to reduce those opportunities in doing those things there. So those are some of the things that you'll be looking at as you go through your problem-oriented policing booklets on there on shoplifting and on breaking into motor vehicles. So I just wanted to kind of update you on those types of things there and working with that. So as we move along into the module, the first thing, again, is Crime Prevention Month. A really good crime prevention officer, Tom Henshaw, is retired from the Amesbury Police Department. He is still, even during retirement, they put out a weekly column up in Amesbury, and I want you to read that article about crime prevention and Crime Prevention Month on there. Looking at shoplifting, we have here in Massachusetts a very good shoplifting law. I have a list posted in the module of all the different items regarding larcenies and shopliftings and all those types of things under Mass General Law. It's Chapter 266. So those are all posted there in that module as well. One thing that happens with shoplifting is not just taking the items away. A lot of things with shoplifting is that if somebody takes and alters a label or a price tag, or if the clerk at the register doesn't ring up the right price, because you're looking at, particularly in the shoplifting in different stores, is that a lot of it's committed by employees, or the employees getting together with another person there. The other thing is that a lot of places have theft detection devices that will set off an alarm. If you pay for it and go through the registers and go through the doors, it sets off an alarm. There's a thing in the shoplifting law about having a device having an instrument that removes those devices. There's things about happening with having a means of concealing the items in there, and that's called it's called boosting, and it's called booster bags, and you'll see how those types of things that go on there. So hopefully you're going to get some crime prevention tips there. You're going to learn about target hardening from the Pop Center books there. And there's another interesting thing, is that last year they had a real grab and grow. One of the things that the shoplifting law does is that if there's groups of people that go out there, which there are, that are professional shoplifters, and how they work. And there was an incident in Ghibelli's on Route 114 in Danvers, where people went in to get the goose down jackets, and it was all caught on video. And because of the procedures that the people at Ghibelli's had set up, they were able to kind of reduce the opportunity for that. They increased the risk for that. They got the number of the car, and it made national news. And you'll see that clip there of how they were able to capture the people and recover some of the property in doing that, just by some heads up things there. So it is a very interesting concept, and it's something that happens every day in every place. I mean, every time when I have my police scanner on here at home, they're constantly going to the Liberty Tree Mall. They're constantly going to Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's, because we have all those places there for people that are committing larcenies and shoplifting and breaking into motor vehicles, as well as in the neighborhoods breaking into motor vehicles. So I look forward to looking at your replies. I want to wish you a good week for studying here, and hopefully I'm going to get some really good replies and insights from you as we go along here. So take care and have a safe week. We'll see you.